Yo, shalom, my people. It's your boy Quab again, man. Let me touch on this, man. Like, have you ever wondered why when you try to tell our people who we really are and who did what to them? You know what I mean? This, that, and the third. And why would you take on the ways of your slave master, the person who captured you and did all this stuff? And you know what I'm saying? When you try to talk to our people about this type of thing, a lot of them get real defensive and very, like, mad. You know what I mean? Like, I've been deleted from, like, mad people, especially sisters, off of this thing and just trying to share with them, like, the truth of who you really are. And they like to really defend the people who the word says is your enemies. It says you shall be sold into your enemies. So this is not what I say. This is what the scripture says. Read it for yourself. Deuteronomy 28:68. But it's in there, I don't know how many times. But it tells you that you will be sold into your enemies. And it's bananas when you look around and you see the same people that the scripture said that we will be sold to our enemies. Our people like to defend them. I always wondered this, like, what in the world is this about? You know what I'm saying? They say you're preaching hate. I've never told anybody to hate anybody. But the truth is the truth. It is a group of people that has enslaved you. It wasn't just a white man. It was Arabs at one point. It was the Babylonian people at one point. You know what I'm saying? It was the Egyptians at one point. So, but all these people are indeed our enemies. You know what I mean? So when you go to Psalms 83, let me get that one moment. One sec. So when you go to Psalms 83, you can see it for yourself. You know what I mean? So it says, keep thou silent, keep not thou silent, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted with thy hidden ones. So, this is clearly letting you know that these people are our enemies. Some of them try to act, you know what I mean, and somehow we played a good role, and that's why some people say, that's a good white man, this, that, and the third. Not denying some of them are good, and some Arabs are good, some Moabites are good, whoever. Not saying that, but the scripture clearly tells us that these people are our enemies. But now I understand why our people actually defend them. It makes sense to me now. And the Aunt Perry Gill, Shalom, he sent me this video. And it makes perfect sense. It's called Stockholm Syndrome. It's bananas. It's called Stockholm Syndrome. So, we're going to get into this video. Like I said,
after being kidnapped, raped, and held as an 18-year...
bananas. So, you're going to get this and go into it.
After being kidnapped, raped, and held as an 18-year hostage, J.C. Lee Dugard was rescued. But rather than condemning her captor, she shockingly referred to him as a great guy.
On the surface, Dugard's behavior seems bizarre, but it's typical of a psychological phenomenon known as Stockholm Syndrome. victims of Stockholm Syndrome develop compassion and loyalty towards their captors. The condition follows psychologically traumatizing situations like hostage situations and kidnappings. In fact, Stockholm Syndrome got its name in 1973 when two thieves...
You're going to find out that us as a people is under this, as a whole race of people is under this.
It's accosted a bank in Stockholm, Sweden, taking 4 bank employees hostage. For 6 days, the prisoners were held in a bank vault, tied to explosives with nooses around their necks. During a rescue attempt, police were shocked when the captives took offense, siding with the captors. Like the Stockholm victims, people who develop this condition endure situations where they're forced to contemplate the reality of severe injury or death. In order,
like the scripture says, our lives would hang in the balance every day. Go through and read Deuteronomy 28 chapter. It's telling you the same thing that these people were going through. This is what we were in.
The Stockholm Syndrome to develop, a victim must also perceive that her captors have shown occasional kindnesses. Being permitted to eat, not being punished for so-called transgression, and even being allowed to live are all considered benevolent to someone with Stockholm Syndrome. People with Stockholm experience symptoms similar to post-traumatic stress disorder patients. They may have flashbacks, nightmares, distrust of others, and the inability to enjoy previously pleasurable activities. No one is sure why this phenomenon occurs, but it has been suggested that a victim believes, perhaps unconsciously, that forming an attachment to her captor maximizes her survival. Oddly, Stockholm Syndrome doesn't resolve in tandem with the end of a hostage situation. In the 1973 bank robbing, the freed hostages remained loyal to their captors, even setting up a fund to cover the criminals' legal fees.
Bananas.
These symptoms of Stockholm Syndrome are actually something of an anomaly. Because according to FBI reports, 73% of abduction victims show no compassion or affection for their captors. And for the other 27%, long-term therapy together with short-term anxiety or sleep medications offer Stockholm Syndrome sufferers an excellent chance to recover and resume a normal, healthy life.
As you can see, complete, I didn't even know the word for that, man, but this is actually for real. And our people are greatly under this illusion. This is why it makes sense to me now. But this is why our people completely defend these people and actually are mad at us for bringing this stuff out. You know what I mean? It absolutely makes no sense. But now, understanding this, it makes sense. Because he let this one sleep in the house and eat the crumbs off the table. Oh, he showed me kindness. He's a good one. Go right back again. You read the Willie Lynch letter. All y'all need to read that thing, man. For real. Because they got us in like a perpetual sleep state. A continuous sleep. You know what I mean? So, Stockholm Syndrome. Look it up, man. Pretty much our whole nation, Israelites, who especially the ones that do the Sunday worship, they're completely under this illusion. Completely. And they will defend this stuff tooth and nail. Like I said, I've been deleted by a bunch of them. You know what I mean? But definitely, I don't preach no hate against nobody. But the truth is the truth. With that, your boy Quad, I'm out. Shalom.